Okay.
I'm gonna let them in.
Yes. Thank you. Welcome. Exciting. Tonight, we get to talk about something very, very exciting. I love the art of receiving. And if I came in and gave you a blueprint for your life based on all the information that you gave me, could you receive it? And the question isn't about me. It's really about you. Because what you're really asking is, if someone reflected back to me fully, accurately, without distortion, could I actually receive it? And most people think, oh, yeah, sure, I could. But here's what actually happens in real time: you receive what matches you in your current identity. And you question expanding on, hey, does this expand me? Or you resist what requires you to change, at least most of the time. So, not because it's wrong, but because it is, it disrupts this like pattern that you've had and you keep it safe. And so, in the algorithm of you, it goes pattern, emotion, behavior, reinforcement. And if someone hands you a blueprint, that's new. And your system goes, alert, alert. This is new. I don't know if I can handle new. And immediately it just runs this whole, this is not safe, is it? Wait, is this safe? And it just goes constantly. And is this true about me? I mean, is this something that I really believe? And then if you've ever dealt with pressure, or let's say that you were growing up and pressure was really big on you your entire life, then that is the lens that you're going to put everything through, especially when you're receiving anything and everything. So, welcome. I'm really glad you're here because tonight we're going to talk about receiving. And I know that sounds so simple, but sometimes it can be like one of the biggest, most hard struggles ever. And a lot of us know how to give, and we give and we give and we care and we support and we show up. But when it comes to receiving, let's say it's kindness, it's compliments, it's feedback or generosity, something shifts. We tense up, we deflect, we minimize, or we may even feel like we need to earn it, like it's something that we have to prove. So today we're going to take a look at what receiving actually is, why it can feel so uncomfortable, and how to really start allowing it without forcing it. As we go, just really notice how and where it lands in your body when we talk about receiving. And this isn't about fixing yourself. This is just about becoming more aware of what's going on already inside of you. So let's start with something simple. What does receiving actually mean? So, receiving is the ability to allow something in without pushing it away, without minimizing it, without rejecting it, or trying to prove yourself. That could look kind of like letting people help you, hearing feedback without shutting it down, or maybe taking a compliment without brushing it off. And every time you get a compliment and you're like, allowing real care, real generosity, and people to really give you support that lands. And here's the most important part: receiving is not passive, it's a skill. It is. It requires you to be aware, open, and really trust. Because for many people, doing everything alone it just feels so much safer than being seen receiving. But real strength isn't just about how much you can carry, it's about how much you allow to come in. So if receiving's this important, why does it feel so difficult or even uncomfortable for so many of us? There's so many reasons why people struggle to receive. Some of us have learned that early on in the beginning, being independent may mean that that makes you really, really strong, or we were praised for handling things our own way. So asking for help may be scary or uncomfortable or even feeling unsafe. Others feel like receiving created some sort of debt. If someone helped us, we may worry that we have to pay them back or we owe them something. Some people, they struggle with feeling undeserving, like when kindness is or praise comes in their way, they think, I haven't really earned this, or is this really what they're saying? Is that really what they mean? And for so many reasons, receiving creates vulnerability. Letting someone help you may mean letting them see the need, or it may feel like weakness or that tender place within. So instead of saying yes, we just go, nope, nope, just all too quickly. We change the subject, downplay the gesture, we over explain, we reject that compliment like, oh, this old thing, yeah, thanks. Or we just like, no, we're fine, we're totally fine, I'm good, even if we're not fine. These reactions are super common, and they often come from that deep formed habit. So I want you to just take a moment and think about your own default responses that really come when people offer you help, feedback, kindness, anything. Do you pause? Do you receive? Or do you deflect? Do you immediately feel like you need to give something to somebody if they give you a present? Like, oh, yeah, I got you something too. Do you feel awkward or uncomfortable? You just pick up your phone and like start texting or you like start scrolling. You just notice your patterns without judging them. When we struggle to receive, it really affects more moments. Over time, it can shape our relationships, our well-being, money flow. It even can reflect on the way that we connect with ourselves and others. If we never receive, we may carry far too much on our own. How many of you just do that yourself? Carry far too much on your own, or feel isolated even when people care about us? What about missing the opportunity for growth when somebody gives you feedback? You know, remember what I said in the beginning, you put it through that lens of somebody giving you something, you receive it, but it could be just pressure the entire time. Or you struggle with letting appreciation fully land. Perhaps that you feel burnout or that constant overgiving. Oh, the overgiving. Sometimes people who are excellent at giving are the most uncomfortable at receiving. They're generous, they care, they're dependable, but underneath, they may feel that they have to always be the strong one. It feels like they have to be the strong one. That can create these hidden exhaustions. And that creates a pattern that says, I can create value, but it doesn't fully come back to me. I just can't fully receive it. And if this pattern is running, you will always find yourself working. Who's always working? Who's always generating or showing up for others, but not fully settling into what you receive. So today, I really want to show you where that comes from, really how it forms, and how it shows up in your money, and how you can change it in real time. Mm. So this isn't a mindset. This is more of a pattern. Most of you know how to give, right? You're good at it. You show up, you care, you contribute, you over deliver, you hold space, you do that thing. You know, that thing. Yeah, that. That's not the problem. The question is, can you receive what comes back to you without adjusting, without minimizing, or questioning it? Really think about that. Because receiving is not just taking or grabbing or earning or proving. Receiving is letting it land on you and just stay. Just stay there. And for most people, that is the hardest part. So let's talk about why. And there, of course, there's lots of individual reasons why, but I want to discuss one really important one. And there's a pattern called intermittent reinforcement. And this is one of the strongest conditional patterns that there is. It means something doesn't come consistently. It comes sometimes, just enough to keep you engaged. It's almost like giving a treat to a dog. Yeah, that. You know how they get excited to see you and they're like, are you going to give me a treat now? Or we call that breadcrumbing. So instead of your system learning when something is good, it is reliably good, it learns maybe this time. Stay strong a little bit longer. Try a little bit harder. Adjust more. And this shows up in money like there'll be ups, there'll be downs. Sometimes you get paid really well, and sometimes it's just inconsistent. So your system never really gets to just fully land. It just stays engaged and you can feel it. It just keeps trying. And I'm going to show you exactly how this forms in my own life. Let me give you an example. When I was young, okay, I'm still young, but when I was younger, my brother was a Boy Scout. He had this fundraiser. We lived in Wyoming in a neighbor owned this grocery store. And they said that we could stand at the entrance of this grocery store and sell these fundraiser tickets. We'll call them raffle tickets. I had no fear at that time, especially to talk to anybody. I love people, love them. And I was good at talking to them. And I don't think there was anybody that passed by that I let them get by. I'd be like, you want this? And my brother was a little bit scared. I was good at it. I really was. I mean, I created results enough that it sold the most out of anybody in all of the Boy Scouts. And the best part about it is that I was going to get the recognition from my parents. That's the whole entire reason why I did it. But all that recognition, all the awards, all the acknowledgement, it went to him. And I didn't consciously think anything of it at the time, but my system did. And here's what happened. I was creating the results, but I wasn't the one that was getting the accolades. So it kind of looks like this for doing the algorithm style, right? Pattern, emotion, reinforcement, subconscious programming, and then adult behavior. So the pattern would be I can create, and it wasn't just that. I can create, but I couldn't fully receive. And then the emotion wasn't so obvious because I wasn't angry and I wasn't necessarily hurt because I had been given so much attention to get me to go do it in the first place. There's where those breadcrumbs come. It was something a little bit more subtle. I knew I did that, right? But it didn't land on me. So I still had all this pride. I was so proud of myself, but without receiving. And that's important Because when something doesn't fully land, your system doesn't close that loop. So what happens is I just kept doing it. And that's reinforcement when you just keep doing it. And the program becomes I generate results, I create outcomes, but I never expect to receive fully the reward. And because the loop wasn't corrected, it became the normal. And that right there, that's intermittent reinforcement. We're just going to call it IR. I'm not even going to start tagging it IR. So it's not nothing. It's not everything. It's just enough, like a dog, to keep you in it. So now fast forward, this shows up in money. You generate, you show up, you create results, but underneath, you're not receiving, you're securing. You might overwork, you might overgive, you overdeliver. You might even lower your standards, or you might even adjust your value. I mean, how many of you have put out a class and not enough people have shown up? And so you're like, I'm just going to give a scholarship or a discount. Not because you didn't know better, but because your system believes that if I don't secure it, it might not come to me. And even deeper for some of you, the fear of it just being taken away keeps you in that loop right there. What that means is just somebody gave you something with strings attached. Now let's find out. Let's do a little exercise, shall we? I want you to close your eyes and I want you to take in a deep breath. Okay, maybe 2 deep breaths. One more deep breath. And I want you to think of the moment in your life where you created something, where you contributed, where you showed up, but you didn't fully receive back. And I want you to stay with that moment and ask yourself, what did I decide about myself right there? Notice your body. Do you feel tense? Your jaw? You might have decided in that moment, I'm not the one until I prove it. Or it doesn't come back to me. I have to earn it. I have to secure it. Now go a little deeper. If that's true, then what does that mean about you? This is where you'll recognize those beliefs like, I'm not fully valued. I'm not chosen. I'm not safe to receive. Or what I get can be taken. Now here's where we can change it. Not because we're going to think differently, but by completing the pattern. Now I want you to go to that original thought again. Do you see it clearly? I love visualizing. Now I want you to change one thing about it. The acknowledgement, or that you are recognized, that you received. Let it land on you. Now say internally, when I create value, I receive. What comes to me stays with me. I'm included in the return of what I create. Now bring that all the way into your life right now. And I want you to see money coming in, clients saying yes, opportunities landing. And instead of just securing it, let it just be yours. Fully receiving. And if it feels slightly uncomfortable, because remember, we're paying attention to our body, doing this is a sign that it's new and uncomfortable. And your nervous system, I mean, it's unfamiliar. And your nervous system is catching up. But what if receiving had yet another layer? Let me give you another perfect, real in life example of how an algorithm running underneath is can be another simple moment. There was a moment not long ago, and of course you can open your eyes, not long ago, where someone said to me, "You're living every little girl's dream with Frisians." And Frisians are the black horses that we've all seen. And on the surface, that sounded just beautiful, of course. Like, oh yeah. And I responded in a way that maybe most of you do. I was like, yes, yes, I am. I'm happy and I'm grateful. But honestly, that didn't land. It felt weird on the inside, not because I wasn't grateful, but because and I loved what I created, but because part of me was still checking. I was like looking and scanning and making sure that everything was clean within that. And then when I realized that there was something deeper about receiving, I was like, oh gosh, receiving isn't just about being given, it's about what is available within us. And most of us have learned to receive with conditions. We receive carefully, maybe partially. We receive while scanning, filtering, protecting. I mean, it's to keep us safe, not because something's wrong with us, but because somewhere along the line of receiving, that's what we felt needed to keep us safe. So we built this algorithm. I'll take it, but I won't fully let it rest with me or receive with me. And this is where everything shifts, because really receiving doesn't start with people, it starts with you. So I have this other exercise that I think is really important. And it's something that you can take. It's really simple, and it's really powerful. And it's something that you can take with you. It's for the next few days. I want you to try this. At the end of your day, ask yourself, and you can close your eyes so you can see what this would look like. I want you to ask yourself, what did I wish someone would see in me today? I want you to think about your entire day today. What do you wish someone would have said to you today? Maybe it was about the effort that you put in or the way that you showed up. Maybe it was about the decision that you made or the moment that you shared your feelings. It was so beautiful. And then I want you to write it down. This is the best part. You can go get a new journal or something, or maybe you have something that you love to write in. And right after, I want you to respond to yourself. So here's where you get to write it all down and be like, yes, this is how I respond. Not like a critic or an evaluator, but someone who truly sees and loves you. If it's too hard to do that for yourself, do it as if it was your client or you were doing it from that perspective. Write what you wish that you always have heard. You know, that one time where you wish someone had said that, or what you deserve to hear more of. Like, I see all your effort you're giving. It's beautiful. Or you gave your whole heart today. I see you. I'm so proud of you. This this is that self-receiving. And it can feel kind of uncomfortable at first for some people. You're not waiting, you're not earning, you're not proving, you're allowing. Because when you've learned to receive it for yourself, you stop that need for the world to do it for you. You go, no, I can do it for me. And from that place, you don't just receive better, you relate better, you connect better, you live differently. And if this resonates with you, it's you starting to really see your patterns, your responses, your internal algorithms. This is exactly the work that we do in Algorithm of You, where we go deeper, we really understand exactly what's going on. And we have a class that's coming up, and I know I have some great interpreters in here that are going to help me out here. But there's a class that's coming up on April 25th. We'll get you all the information for it. But it's not where we just talk about patterns. It's where we map them in real time so that you can see the shift and understand them for yourself, your own information. And if you're ready to stop guessing and start understanding yourself on a level that really just creates change, I would love to have you there because you're not stuck. You're just patterned. It's just patterned. And once you see it, you can never unsee it again, ever. And I'm so glad that we got to be here together to really talk about receiving. I hope you received it as well. I, I love sharing these. They're so much fun. And I love being with all of these interpreters. They're so wonderful. They're so amazing. Thank you, interpreters, for all of your words. You're so great. And is there anything else that anybody else wanted to put in there? Perfect. Thank you so much. And Iris, I appreciate you today.